Hello everyone, welcome to Legal Darshan. In today's video, we are going to look at case number 68 in the list of AOR leading cases. And this is the case of Neeraj Dutta versus State of Government of NCT of Delhi. Now, this is a case that has been decided by a constitutional bench comprising of Justice Nazir, Justice Gawai, Justice Bopanna, Justice Ramasubramanian, and Justice Nagratna. Now, this case is dealing with Prevention of Corruption Act and is analyzing how do we establish the guilt of a person if there is no direct testimony of the complainant available. Now, what is happening in this case? So basically, there is this one clerk, okay, at the electricity department, the Delhi Vidyut board, who demanded 10,000 rupees as a bribe. Okay, now she's demanding 10,000 rupees as a bribe from a one person, Mr. Sethi, for installing a meter at his shop, electricity meter at his shop. Now, this clerk, this lower division clerk, what she does is she says that she gives Mr. Sethi a particular time that at 4 to 5 or 3 to 5 p.m. on the same day, I will be coming to collect, 10,000 rupees from you. Now, what happens in the time between this Mr. Sethi? He goes and files a police complaint and leads a trap operation where the police, the investigating office, where the police who is coming into the site at that particular time, they catch Miss Datta taking bribe in their bare sight. Now what is happening, the case is framed here. FIR is registered under the Prevention of Corruption Act, and police is registering FIR under Section 7 and Section 13 of the Prevention of Corruption Act, which provides that in case any government officer is taking illegal gratification, where there is a demand of illegal gratification and it has been accepted also, it can be penalized under Section 7 and as well as Section 13 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now, what happens before the trial begins? Mr. Sethi, he passes away. Okay, so there is no direct testimony of the complainant, only there is a circumstantial evidence that there is a case of bribery and case is there is bribery in the picture. Now, the legal question that arises before the court in this case is that can a conviction under Prevention of Corruption Act, can it be sustained only on the basis of circumstantial evidence or inferential evidence? Because there is no complaint, no direct testimony of the complainant. Okay, because the complainant passed away before the trial commenced. Now, Section 20 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. So when we look at Section 20 of the Prevention of Corruption Act, it provides that once it is proved that the person, that the government servant is in possession of objects obtained by him through illegal gratification, that is enough to establish the it is enough to establish the presumption of guilt. Okay, so once there is prima facie proof, and when it is proved that there are acceptance of illegal gratification on the part of public servant, on the part of government servant, then presumption arises that it is nothing but bribe. The bribe has been accepted. That is something which has been laid down in Section 20 of the Act, which is providing for the presumption of guilt. Now, court herein is adjudicating, the 5 judges bench herein is adjudicating that whether circumstantial evidence suffice for a person to be convicted under Section 7 read with Section 13 of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Okay, now the chain of litigation in this case is that this person, High Court has convicted her, then the matter has been fallen before a division bench in the Supreme Court also, and Supreme Court here is the division bench actually herein is finding that it is a question that is to be decided by a larger bench. Okay, because it is on the law that whether circumstantial evidence or whether evidence in the nature of inference can be used to convict a person under the Prevention of Corruption Act, or do we need to prove the guilt beyond the reasonable doubt? The evidence must be the direct or testimony of the complainant also. Now, the 5 judges bench herein is saying that when there is a circumstantial evidence, even that is sufficient if there is a absence of complainant's testimony, because complainant's absence of complainant's testimony does not nullify the prosecution. Okay, because there were other witnesses, there were police officers which spread the trap for the person to come and take the bribe. They were the witnesses, eyewitnesses there. Their testimonies is important, and most importantly, there is a recovery of 10,000 rupees, which was the gratification, which was the illegal gratification we can call as bribe. So there is a recovery of bribe money when it is established that there are proceeds of illegal gratification that have been accepted by the accused public servant. Then there is an automatic presumption that arises that it has been a case of bribery, and such a case of bribery shall be punishable under the Prevention of Corruption Act, right? So court herein is saying that we don't need some hard and fast mechanism, some strict compliances. Even if there is a circumstantial evidence that shows sufficiently that there is acceptance of illegal gratification, presumption of guilt arises that it was accepted as a bribery, as in the way of bribery, and then the burden is on accused to prove that no, it wasn't bribery. The burden is on accused to rebut the presumption of guilt. Okay, so the court herein is adopting making circumstantial evidence important when there is an absence of direct testimony. So these collectively, if the circumstantial evidence taken collectively establishes the guilt beyond reasonable doubt, then in that case conviction may occur under Prevention of Corruption Act also. Now this judgment is emphasizing that if there is non-availability of complainant by whatsoever reason, by the reason of death or by the reason of unavailability also, procedural lapses, that there is no complainant's testimony, should not impede the justice to be served as anti-corruption measures. So this case therefore becomes important and relevant in upholding that even if there are circumstantial evidences, even if there are such evidences, inferential evidences that are establishing the guilt of a person under the Prevention of Corruption Act, it should not be let go away, and it should not be get done away with. Okay, so this was the case of Neeraj Dutta versus State of NCT of Delhi. I hope the discussion is useful for you. For more such discussion, please stay tuned with us on Legal Darshan. Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned. Have a great day.